till now, we have learned a lot of tricks about masking. So in this lesson, we are not going to learn anything new about masking, but instead of that, we are going to create a small motion graphic video with the help of those concepts. Basically, we are going to create a mobile phone symbol with only one shape layer, and we use few masks on that. So I have created a composition. Now let's create a solid layer. So go to layer, new, solid. Let's call it phone. I am going to keep it of comp size and choose whatever color you want. I am going to keep the current one. And you can also change it anytime using fill effect, which you have seen before. Now let's create a rectangular mask to create the basic shape. Use up and down keys to change the corner radius. Let me put it in center. Now create a plain rectangular mask for the screen. Nothing will get changed till we add mask to create the basic structure. Now create a circular shape for the button. Put it in center. Now we need one more mask for the speaker on the top. Basic structure has been finished. So let's change modes of last three masks to subtract. And it will subtract those from the first mask. Looking good. Now it's time to make some animation. Let's start with first mask. But before we work on the first mask, I'm going to lock the other mask so that they might not get changed by mistake. Now expand first mask parameters and add a keyframe to the mask path. Press plus key to zoom timeline. Go to 10th frame and I'm going to add same keyframe on it because it will be the final shape of this mask. Now go to the first keyframe and keeping mask path selected, press Ctrl T to open transform bounding box. And let me scale it down from sides, holding down Ctrl key so that it will be scaled from both sides. Now it will animate something like this. Go to first keyframe again and press Ctrl T. Now zoom it using your mouse wheels to see whether it has perfectly scaled or not. It's perfect. Now fit the screen. Now I want to scale it like a spring, exactly as we have done in our bouncy text animation. So on this keyframe, it should scale, and on the next keyframe, it should shrink. So if we stretch it here, and on the next keyframe, if we shrink it, it will be extremely difficult to reserve its shape. We will have to guess it. So to solve this problem, we have another method. Let me undo this. Now move next 3 frames and add the same keyframe. So we have the same shapes on both keyframes. Go to this keyframe and now we can make it big. So it will be scaled till this keyframe and then it will be scaled down. Let's preview it. Fine. But I want to bounce it one more time. So again do the same procedure and add same keyframes 2 more times. And remember, I am adding same keyframes just for reserving the original shape. Now on this keyframe, again stretch the shape, but this time it should not be as big as before. It should be some small than the previous frame. So it will shrink, again scaled up, and again acquire the original shape. Let's preview it. Fine. Now let's animate the second mask. So collapse it and lock it. Unlock the second mask and expand it. I want to animate it from 10th frame. So add a keyframe here, move to 10 more frames and add same keyframe. Go to first keyframe and scale it down from the bottom side holding down Ctrl key. Zoom it and check if it is not perfectly scaled. Now fit the screen. Like first one, just make it bouncy. So move 3 frames and add same keyframe. Go to the previous keyframe, press Ctrl T. Let me zoom it and press and hold spacebar to expand the canvas. Now stretch it on the y-axis. Okay, now add the same keyframes 2 more times. On this keyframe, let's stretch it on y-axis. And again, don't make it too big as of the previous keyframe. Okay, fine. Fit this screen. Now you have to repeat the same procedure for the other two masks. Just animate them as you want. Okay, I have prepared the animation. Let's preview it. Excellent. Now let's adjust animation timings. So select the layer and press U key to show all parameters in which you have added keyframes. It will be very helpful in order to save space and navigate all layers. Let me again press U key to collapse it, and if we expand it in this way, it will take a lot of space and we have to scroll it all time when we need to see the other keyframes. So instead of that, we use U key to expand all parameters in which keyframes have been added. Now select keyframes and move them to adjust timings. It will depend on your creative mind. I mean how you want to animate it. Let's preview it. So this is a very small motion graphic animation. You can see this style in a lot of motion videos. In next lesson, we will learn advanced tricks of masking.